Hey everyone, my name is Isaac Arthur and I'm from CODO Design here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I want to welcome you back to our series where we are diving into some of the topics, chapters, and theory from our new book, Craft Beer Rebranded. You can grab your own copy of this at craftbeerrebranded.com, and this is really quickly, this is a two-book bundle. It's a 180-page book and a 60-page companion workbook that we wrote specifically to help brewery owners, marketing directors, in-house designers, our friends in sales who are for some reason also handling design work because it's not like your job isn't already demanding enough. We wrote this to help you guys navigate each step of your brewery's rebrand, from initial planning all the way through launch. Again, check it out, craftbeerrebranded.com. And for today's video, we would like to discuss your core values and why we believe this is one of the most important things that you can do through your rebranding process, and then how to actually go about framing them. So starting out, your brand values are the immutable code by which you run your business. These are manifested through your actions and behaviors, particularly when no one's looking. What do you stand for? Why do you brew the beer you brew? Why do you brew it the way you do? What are the non-negotiables for your business, and why do you exist? It's important to define your brand values from a strategy perspective because they directly influence positioning, storytelling, strategic messaging, and your brand essence, and on and on. They can inspire your internal team. They should inspire your internal team, attract the best industry talent, and get customers excited to support your brewery, because we all want to support companies whose values align with our own. They also act as a touchstone against which you can weigh future business decisions and partnerships and new hires and even the beer you brew. This is an incredibly important aspect of framing your brand values that I think is overlooked. You're going to go through several values clarifications exercises in the Craft Beer Rebranded workbook, which again you can find at craftbeerrebranded.com. But as a preview, we want you to start out by sitting down in a really nice comfy chair, and we want you to write all the specific values that you hold dear. Don't overthink it at this point, just throw anything that jumps to mind. Some examples can include innovation, community, collaboration, balance, curiosity, self-reliance, reverence. Don't take this list as gospel or anything that you need to be beholden to. These are just some examples. And what's going to happen is you're going to end up with several ideas from this first round. And from here, our goal is to combine or eliminate anything that is similar. So it's not uncommon to capture a lot of synonyms your first time through. That's fine. And while there's no magic number, we do try to get people to get that list down to 3 to 5 core values, because we find this makes them easier to remember and, more importantly, easier to reference and actionably live by. That's an important part of this as well. If you're getting hemmed up, if you're spinning your tires, you can't think of anything, here's an exercise that we walk through in the Craft Beer Rebranded workbook. And so we want you, again in that comfy chair, we want you to think back to the last few times or several times that you had to make hard decisions. And if you own a brewery or if you are in some sort of management position, my guess is this won't be too hard to do. We want you to think about the issues that you faced and write about how you problem solved and worked through those. And while you're doing this, think about what core values or ethics can be gleaned from that experience. Chances are you're living your brand values, like even if you've never defined them formally. So an example could be that one of your core values in the real world here is an unwavering focus on brewing true to style beers. And so this means that if you made a Pils that wasn't 100% in line with that beautiful style, you would dump that batch per your core value. Or give it to your cousin that you don't like. I don't really care. Look, that's your call. Once you've narrowed your list down to 3 to 5 values, we now want to take some time to further write about what these values mean to you and why they are important. And I want to mention that you're not writing a novel here, just a paragraph or two that captures why a particular value is important to you and what that means to your brewery, your fans, your beliefs, pursuits, and purpose. I'll throw up a few of CODO's core values here just to give you an idea of what this should look like. And I want to leave you with a final thought. When you're framing your brand values, you should push beyond table stakes. In all of our travels working with breweries around the world, it's funny, a brewery in Australia, in China, in Argentina, in South Dakota, in Florida will all have the same values. Or when we're sitting down drinking beer with them, working through the brand strategy process, they will all say the same things. And you can probably guess what they are. We hear people talk about quality beer, customer service, and some derivation of local and community. And of course, there's nothing wrong with any of these concepts. They can be true values. In fact, they probably should be in there somewhere, but they shouldn't have to be said. Of course, you should aim to brew the best beer possible. Otherwise, why are we devoting our lives to this craft? Why go through all the effort of running a brewery? And of course, you should provide outstanding and inclusive customer service. You don't want to be an asshole. Maybe you do, I don't know. But these ideas don't help you stand out from the crowd. And core values can actually be, especially in today's environment, be a public-facing thing, a public-facing messaging tool. So you want to strive to stand for something that's unique to your brewery, something that truly differentiates you from your competition, and that you can completely and honestly own. And you will be better served in the long run. I think that's it. In our next piece in the series, we're going to give you a rundown on positioning or repositioning your brewery through your rebrand. And I want to thank you for watching today. You can read more about framing your core values and buy your own copy of Craft Beer Rebranded over at craftbeerrebranded.com. That's the world's longest URL. We'll catch back up with you all soon. Cheers.